Welcome to another episode of Hashtag GK Says. I know it's been a minute, but here I am. I have been, as usual, doing things. Whew. I told you I had a few stories for you, so here we go. We're going to take it back a little bit. Those of you remember on my Facebook when I posted, I was in that restaurant with a whole bunch of guys with the bald heads and whatnot. It all started with the hair jokes and everything like that. That was a great time. That was out in Long Island when I was helping a friend. She needed help with some jobs out in Long Island and a couple other places. Uh, I went out there, had a blast, stayed in the hotel, bugged out and everything, went and got food and whatnot. But one of the nice things was I saw a guy on my way out. Then I went and did that video with the guys that you saw in the restaurant, Buffalo Grill out there off of exit 45 on the LIE, which is an awesome spot. Great food. Come back to the hotel and everything. Now, on my way out, I saw a guy sitting at the bar. I waved at him. He waved back. Cool. I come back from the place. I wave that same dude. He waves back. Cool. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Anyway, had to let my cat in. So anyway, after seeing this dude a couple times, going back to the hotel room, boom, eating and everything, go outside, and I'm like, smoke a cigarette, chill out, come back in, the guy's still sitting there. So I walk up to dude. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? This, that, and the third and whatnot. We exchange names and everything. Start talking a little bit. I asked dude, what's he drinking? All right. And I was like, yo, you know the bartender's name? And he was like, yeah, it's Hernan. And I was like, all right, yo, Hernan. I call him. He comes over and I was like, yo, get my man this drink that he's drinking. And then I want a shot of tequila. Guy was like, all right, no problem. So the guy walks away and everything. Comes back with the drink. Yo, he tells Hernan, he was like, no, his drinks are on me. You know what I mean? And he bought me my shot. I couldn't pay for anything. He told me my money was no good here. Ended up talking for a little while and whatnot. He bought me a whole bunch of beers and everything. Went back to the hotel. Boom, I'm chilling. It was all right. That was a great night. That was one of the stories. The thing is in those two stories, both of that guy at the bar and the guys in the restaurant said that you are a blessed dude. Said, all right, yeah, thank you, dude. I think I am because of who I am and how I am, but it is what it is. Everywhere that I went for those 3 weekends in a row where I was working 7 days, where this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and everything like that, I had nothing but good times. Went to Baltimore, went to Pennsylvania, had a blast. Now, God always puts us in the places we need to be. A friend of mine called me a while back about, he needed help with, stuff in his garage and things like that. And I was like, yeah, no problem, no problem, no problem. I was waiting for him to come up. And he didn't for a while, but I called him back. And he was like, yeah, I didn't want to pressure you, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, bro, you're like, I've known you for a long time. So if you need help with something, I'll help you out. He's like, all right, great. So now I have another job. Now I got to maintain like 9, 10, I don't know, a whole bunch of vehicles and whatnot for him, which is cool. You know what I mean? I'm attentive. I do what I got to do. I go in, I make my own hours, which is great. Now, in the course of when I was working in Long Island, in Pennsylvania, and Baltimore, and everything like that, I've come across different people all the time. Everywhere I go, I have fun and laugh and everything like that, which is cool. So now I got this little job in Newark. It's a Saturday and everything. I go to Napa. I go and get tools, and I got to go grab a couple of things from there. And as I'm in there, a lady is explaining to the guys behind the counter what she needs, but she can't really explain it the way that she needs to. But I'm walking in mid conversation, and she was like, the thing where you got to start the car, but you don't have another car there. So as I'm walking by, I'm like, oh, you mean a booster pack? And the guys were like, oh, booster pack to jump the car? And she was like, yeah. So the guys looked at me and they're like, you walked in at the right time. You were blessed. And I'm like, I've heard that before, but it's cool. You know what I mean? So I go in, I pick out the things that I got to pick out and everything. I'm getting ready to leave. And then she was like, what do I need? What else do I need? And I was like, well, what's going on with your car? Let me have some background information. She tells me what's going on. I was like, yo, she doesn't need a booster pack. Let me go out there and see what's going on. All right, no problem. So I go out there, I look, and I was like, all right, for one, you need a battery because of what I'm seeing here. I did a whole bunch of things, but I'm not going to go into that. So anyway, you need a battery for one. All right, that thing's dead cell. Get a new battery and everything. I asked the guys at the store and everything, which were really cool. They were like, yo, here you go. All I need is a 10 millimeter wrench. All I need is for like 5 minutes. I go out there, 5 minutes, boop, 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 boop. Put in a new battery, car starts up, everything's fine. Bang! She's ecstatic. I told her what was up with her car too. I heard a whole bunch of things I didn't like and saw some lights I didn't like or whatever. But it is what it is. And she asked me for my cell phone number, and I was like, all right, yeah, no problem. She was like, oh, if I have questions or anything, and I was like, yeah. So I was like, I give her my cell phone number and everything like that. And she's like on her phone, and I was like, are you sending me a text message? She says, no. She says, I'm sending you money through Zelle. And I was like, you don't have to. I was only out here for a few minutes. You know what I mean? Because that's the type of dude I am. She's like, no, no, no. You're a blessed guy, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, all right, cool. That's what's up. Wow. Okay, for changing the battery? All right, I'll take it. It's good. I go back in, I get everything I gotta go. Boom, I go and do my job at my other job and whatnot. Everything works out fine. Go home. I come home, I'm getting ready to go get my beer at my liquor store and whatnot. I walk into the middle of a fight. I literally walk in, these guys are arguing and everything and getting ready to go at it, and I walk in between them, and I was like, wait a minute. Wait, I didn't come in for this. I just came in to grab what I'm going to grab, and then I'm out of here. So you guys, this, that, and the third, I ain't got nothing to do with that. But you're in the doorway. You are doing unspeakable things right now. So this is not cool. Don't do this. Not here. There's cameras everywhere, this, that, and the third. Nobody wants to go to jail, this, that. Stop. Just stop. There's probably a stupid misunderstanding. You know what I mean? And then one guy starts talking to me, the other guy starts talking to me. I'm like, wait a minute. So you did this, you did that, blah, 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 blah. Just say, excuse me, pardon me, good luck, blah, 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 and we go on our ways. You know what I mean? I pieced it up in 2 minutes with these dudes. One guy went the other way to the store. The other guy went that way. I went and got my thing. And then I come back and the guy's like, oh, thanks a lot, this and that, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? You're a cool dude. God's looking out for you. And I'm like, I keep hearing that. I believe it. But I'm poor. I don't have any money, but it's good. You know what I mean? I'm all right. I got my girl. I got my roof. I got my job. I got my cats. That's the way I've always been, correct? Guy buys me a whole bunch of alcohol. All right, cool, thanks. You know what I mean? And then I'm out. These are the things I do. I go back to my job. My second job. I walk into the Napa store again. When I walk in, the guy is talking to a lady, and the guy was like, yo, here's the godsend right here. This is the guy you need to talk to. So I walk, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And the guy was like, yo, she has a problem with her car, and that's and that. And I'm like, all right, here we go. What's your problem? And she was like, oh, I'm buying this gear fluid for my car, and that's what the mechanic said that I needed because of the noise that I'm hearing. And I was like, what kind of noise? And she was like, some kind of clunking noise. I'm like, all right, let's go out and listen to this thing. So now I'm already on the clock already on something else. I was like, all right, let me get 2 minutes. You know what I mean? God puts us in the places we need to be. I go out there. The differential is like screaming bloody murder. Gear oil is not going to do anything for this. You need a differential. All-wheel drive, Traverse, Tremate. Oh, I don't know. One of them GM products that always blows up. Yeah. So that was it. She gives me money. I didn't even ask. It only took me 2 minutes. But she gives me money. All right, that's cool. Because I'm hungry anyway. So I got to do what I got to do. I go and get my parts, do what I got to do, blah, blah, blah. I go back. Take care of jobs. I take Kate drifting. I do all sorts of things. And I always pay attention. I'm always attentive. And it's what I do. So today, we come back to today. I take lunch a little bit later than I'm supposed to, because I wanted to finish something up before I left. So then I leave. I'm coming back down my street, and I'm just about to go into my driveway, and I notice one of my neighbors is leaving his house. I look at his car. I know who it is. All right, no problem. As I'm getting ready to reverse, I notice there's something on top of his car. All right. let me stop in the middle of the road so he doesn't do the drive-by wave and everything and keep on moving like a lot of other people do and everything like that. I block the road. So I block the road. I get out of the car. I walk up. I walk up to his passenger side. And I'm like, hey, what's happening? How you doing, Doc? This and that. And his wife is in the back seat. You know what I mean? She's older, frailish. So he keeps her in the back seat, keep her safe, this, that, the third, whatever. So anyway, and I was like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, hey, what's up? And they're giving me the look like, why are you blocking the road? So I was like, where are we headed off to today? And then the missus in the back seat was like, oh, we're going to see, my mother's gravesite, this, that, and the third. And I was like, oh, you know what I mean? I'm sorry to hear that, but you know what I mean? At least you're going to see her. And then I look at the doc and I was like, how are you doing? And he's like, yo, I'm just a driver. And I'm like, yeah, I understand. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, so you're going to bring your mother some flowers? And she was like, yeah, how'd you know? And I was like, because... And I reach off the top of the car and I was like, because these are on top of the car. The driver, Doc, he's like, I forgot I even put those up there. I was like, it's not a problem. I pay attention to everything that I see. When I pull in my neighborhood, I look at every neighbor's house, every neighbor's door, every neighbor's car, and everything. Everything. And I know when something is out of place. Driving with a bouquet of flowers on top of your car is not all that hard to spot. But if I would have been 60 seconds later, I would have saw those flowers somewhere in the roads, probably right up around the corner when he went to accelerate to drive away from the stop sign. But neither here nor there. Give him the flowers. The dude was so appreciative. He was like, I can't believe it. Bah, 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 bah. And I was like, yeah, it's all cool. And then the missus in the back, what does she say? You're a blessed man. God bless you. You will be blessed. In the back of my mind, I'm like, I hear this all the time. I hear I'm blessed all the time. So why do I got to roll up change to go places and things like that if I'm so blessed? I don't worry about that. It is what it is. God puts us in the places that we need to be when we need to be there. I went and helped a friend and I didn't even expect anything out of it, and he paid me. I just wanted to go see him. That was all, and try to help him out with his vehicle. And I think I got that figured out right now. It took me a little bit to figure it out, but I had to think it out. But I'm sure I got that figured. Chris, if you hear me, I got you. Other than that, I'm like, all right, I'm good. It is what it is. This is what I do every day. You should see the things that I go through every day, but I don't post everything. But I've already got 13 minutes of your time taken. I say this to say that. She said I was blessed and I will get blessed. 3 hours later on the 3 at 3 on 104.3, Q104.3 out of New York, Ken Deschal is doing the 3 at 3. You got to figure out what 3 songs have in common. I've been calling this station for I don't know how long, trying to win things. The last thing I won was in 2015, the VIP passes for Okemo Mountain in Vermont, which I couldn't get to because I didn't have a vehicle or the money or any equipment or anything. So that kind of went to the wayside. Here's Ken again. I win 3 at 3. I'm going to Staten Island. I'm taking my girl May 14th to the St. George Theater or something like that in Staten Island. I don't know. I won tickets on the radio today. So if you heard me on 104.3, your ears were not deceiving you. I do what I do. God works his way around. What we call good karma. That's a John Lennon thing. That's what I have to say. I have 101 stories. I don't bore you with all the details, but when they all add up, sometimes you just have to go out there and speak. And there's a lot of people who wait for my videos and everything, and they keep asking me when I'm going to come out, and here I am. So I just throw a whole bunch of stories into one. And I told you it'd be a story or two, but as Dave said, I bet you there's more than 2 stories. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. But I'm trying to get back to y'all. It's just that everything's got me not depressed, but it's depressing. But we'll figure that out. Anyway, here we go. 15-minute mark. Hashtag GK says. This is what I'm going to do. And I'll talk to you later. I love drifting.